High Consul Zixtal's crystalline chamber pulsed with an eerie violet light as their energy form flickered uncertainly before the emergency council. The massive display screens surrounding them showed the same horrifying footage on repeat. The complete disappearance of the Centauri colony, home to over 8 billion souls. Honorable members, Zixtal's voice resonated through the neural networks connecting the assembled representatives. What you witness is neither an anomaly nor an isolated incident. Their energy form condensed, a sign of extreme distress among their species. This marks the 7th civilization lost to the void entropy in the past solar cycle. The chamber erupted in a cacophony of neural signals and vocal outbursts. Representative Clavor of the Silicon Consciousness slammed their metallic appendage against the quantum marble table. Impossible. Our predictive matrices never indicated a threat of this magnitude. Zixtal's form pulsed darker, almost indigo. Because, esteemed representative, this entity defies our computational models. It operates outside the boundaries of our understanding of consciousness and reality. The next footage displayed caused several representatives to recoil. The void entropy appeared as a rolling wave of absolute nothingness, not merely darkness, but the complete absence of existence itself. As it moved across the Centauri colony, matter, energy, and even the space-time fabric itself ceased to exist. However, Zixtal continued, their voice carrying a tremor that none had ever heard from the usually composed High Consul. We have discovered something extraordinary. During the evacuation of Trading Station Gamma 9, our sensors recorded an anomaly. The display shifted to show security footage from a crowded spaceport. As the wave of nothingness approached, chaos erupted among the various species trying to escape. But in one corner, something unprecedented occurred. The void entropy seemed to recoil, creating a small pocket of untouched reality around a single figure. Magnifying and enhancing, Zixtal announced. The image zoomed in on a human tourist, apparently lost and checking their primitive digital device, completely unaware of the cosmic horror avoiding their immediate vicinity. Ambassador Anxutl of the Quantum Collective rose from their gravity chair. A human. Impossible. They haven't even achieved unified planetary governance. Yet our analysis is conclusive, Zixtal responded, projecting neural data streams across the chamber. Human brainwave patterns generate what we can only describe as organized chaos. Their neural activity creates microscopic disruptions in reality itself, disruptions that repel the void entropy. First speaker Ilfin, their crystalline form shimmering with skepticism, spoke for the first time. Are we to believe that our salvation lies with a species that still debates the shape of their own planet on their information networks? The evidence is irrefutable, Zixtal countered. Our most advanced civilizations, with all their technological might, have fallen. Yet this single human, armed with nothing but their inherent consciousness, created a safe zone within the entropy field. The chamber fell silent as the implications sank in. Humanity, considered a curiosity at best and a potential threat at worst, might hold the key to their survival. The footage continued playing, showing the human finally noticing the commotion and running away, the pocket of protected reality moving with them. I propose an immediate revision to our first contact protocols, Zixtal declared. We must approach humanity, not as superior beings bringing enlightenment, but as equals seeking help. The neural network buzzed with resistance, pride warring with desperation. First speaker Ilfin's voice cut through the chaos. And if they refuse, or worse, if they choose to use this power against us? Zixtal's energy form stabilized, showing their resolve. Then we face extinction either way. But I have studied human history extensively. Despite their violent tendencies, they possess something rare in our galaxy: the capacity to unite against common threats while maintaining their individual chaos. It is precisely this paradox that makes them unique. As if to emphasize the urgency, new alerts flashed across the displays. Another colony had gone dark, closer to Earth this time. The void entropy was moving faster, growing stronger with each civilization it consumed. "The time for debate is over," Zixtal declared. "I will make contact myself. The fate of all conscious life in our galaxy now rests with a species that still thinks faster than light travel is merely theoretical. May the universal constants have mercy on us all." The Galactic Council's Central Intelligence Hub hummed with activity as holographic displays showed the positions of their most advanced defense fleets. First Speaker Ylthan's crystalline form cast prismatic reflections across the strategic command center while they coordinated with their finest military minds. "Deploy the reality anchors along the projected path," Ylthan commanded, their voice carrying both authority and barely concealed fear. "The Quantum Collective's calculations suggest we can trap the entity within a controlled space-time bubble." High Consul Zixtal watched from their designated observation point, their energy form dimming with each failed attempt to contain the threat. The mighty Eighth Fleet, pride of the Silicon consciousness, had already been reduced to quantum dust upon engaging the void entropy. "The reality anchors are in position," announced Fleet Commander Versox, their cybernetic interface lighting up with tactical data, initiating containment sequence in 3, 2, 1. Massive structures, each the size of a small moon, powered up simultaneously. Beams of pure quantum energy interconnected, forming a lattice of reality-stabilizing fields. For a moment, hope flickered across the assembled faces of the Council's military leadership. That hope shattered as the void entropy passed through the containment field, as if it didn't exist. The reality anchors, representing 10,000 years of technological advancement, simply vanished from existence. Impossible. Versox's mechanical components sparked with agitation. Those fields could contain a supernova. Zixtal moved forward, their energy pattern showing clear signs of distress. "You cannot contain something that negates the very laws of physics we use to create our containment systems." A junior analyst burst into the command center, their crystalline form vibrating with urgency. First Speaker. "The Meridian colonies. They're gone. 3 billion consciousnesses, just erased." The room fell into stunned silence. The Meridian colonies had been home to the oldest civilization in the known galaxy, masters of reality manipulation and quantum engineering. Their disappearance sent shockwaves through the neural networks connecting all present. The Council's primary intelligence network has completed its comprehensive analysis, announced the metallic voice of their most advanced AI. The holographic display shifted to show trillions of calculated scenarios. "Show us the successful defensive scenarios," Ylthan demanded. "There are none," the AI responded, causing murmurs of disbelief. "However, there is one path that shows a 97.3% probability of survival." The display focused on a single planet, Earth. Versox's mechanical laughter filled the chamber. "The primitives. They haven't even solved their planetary climate crisis. Yet their consciousness generates patterns we cannot replicate," the AI continued, displaying complex neural mappings. "Human minds operate in a state of controlled chaos that our most advanced systems cannot predict. This same unpredictability appears to disrupt the void entropy's ability to consume reality." Zixtal moved to the center of the chamber. "I have been advocating for human involvement since the first observation. Their seeming primitiveness may be their greatest strength. They think in ways we considered inefficient, even dangerous, yet now those very thought patterns might save us all." The data streams showed the void entropy's accelerating expansion. At current rates, it would reach Earth's sector within 3 standard cycles. The humans remained blissfully unaware, arguing about celebrity relationships and sharing pictures of their young felines. "We have no choice," First Speaker Ylthan finally admitted, their crystalline form dulling with the weight of the decision. "High Consul Zixtal, you have authorization to initiate first contact. But remember, these humans are volatile, emotional, and unpredictable." "Exactly," Zixtal responded, their energy form brightening. "That's precisely why they're our only hope. Their chaos might be the only thing that can counter this entropy of order. As the command center prepared the first contact protocols, a final alert flashed across the screens. The void entropy had just consumed the heliosphere, home to the Council's most advanced scientific minds. The entity was learning, adapting, growing stronger with each civilization it erased. "Time is against us," Zixtal announced, preparing for their journey to Earth. "We must hope that humanity's notorious ability to face impossible odds with illogical optimism will work in our favor. After all, they're the species that named a probe that ventures into the unknown Voyager. They're explorers at heart." The fate of the galaxy now rested with a species that still found entertainment in watching other humans assemble furniture on their primitive video platforms. The irony was not lost on anyone present in the chamber. Dr. Amanda Taylor squinted at her computer screen, the soft glow illuminating her cluttered Seattle laboratory. At 3 a.m., coffee cups littered her desk, testament to another late-night research session. Her latest paper on quantum consciousness wasn't writing itself, and the academic community's skepticism about her theories only fueled her determination. The correlation between human consciousness and quantum field disruptions cannot be coincidental, she muttered, adjusting her thick-rimmed glasses. The data from her latest experiments showed something extraordinary: human brain patterns seemingly affecting quantum states at a distance. A gentle hum filled the room, barely noticeable at first. Amanda attributed it to the building's aging ventilation system until her coffee cup began to float. The liquid suspended in perfect spheres, defying gravity as local physics began to malfunction. "Fascinating, isn't it?" A resonant voice echoed through her mind. "How easily your presence disrupts the ordered flow of reality." Amanda spun around, nearly falling out of her chair. Where empty space had been moments before, a being of pure energy now hovered, its form shifting between violet and indigo hues. Small objects around the lab, pens, papers, even her beloved Newton's cradle, orbited the entity like a miniature solar system. "Dr. Amanda Taylor," the being continued, "I am High Consul Zixtal of the Galactic Consul. Your research has brought you closer to the truth than any human before you." Amanda's scientific mind raced through possibilities. Hallucination, dream, quantum manifestation. She pinched herself hard. "I'm either having a caffeine-induced breakdown, or this is the most important moment in human history." "The latter," Zixtal responded, their form pulsing with what might have been amusement. "Though given the circumstances, I wish we had more time for proper introductions." Holographic displays materialized around them, showing scenes that made Amanda's blood run cold. Entire star systems vanishing into nothingness, civilizations being erased from existence, and a wave of absolute void approaching their galaxy. "We call it the void entropy," Zixtal explained. "It consumes everything. Matter, energy, space-time itself. Our most advanced weapons and defenses have proven useless." They paused, their energy form condensing. "But you, Dr. Taylor, and your species have something unique." Amanda watched as one display showed a human unconsciously repelling the entity. "Our consciousness. That's what my research suggests. Human minds can influence quantum states, but this is beyond anything I theorized." "Your species' minds exist in a state of beautiful chaos," Zixtal continued. "You simultaneously hold contradicting thoughts, embrace illogical hopes, and somehow function despite your internal discord. This chaos generates patterns that disrupt the void entropy's ability to consume reality." A distant rumble shook the building. Amanda rushed to the window, her eyes widening at the sight of aurora-like patterns dancing across Seattle's night sky. "It's here, isn't it? The first tendrils, yes. We have perhaps 3 of your Earth months before it reaches full strength in your solar system." Zixtal moved beside her, their energy casting strange shadows. "We need your help, Dr. Taylor. Not just your research, but your ability to understand and harness human consciousness." Amanda's mind raced with possibilities. "I'll need a team. People with different perspectives on consciousness and reality. The human mind isn't uniform. Our strength lies in our diversity. Agreed, Zixtel replied as more displays appeared, showing potential candidates. But choose quickly. The void entropy grows stronger with each civilization it consumes. Even now, it learns and adapts. The laboratory equipment started settling back to normal as Zixtel's influence on local physics stabilized. Amanda grabbed her phone, then laughed at herself. I'm about to help save the galaxy, and my first instinct is to use my smartphone. That adaptability, that ability to blend the profound with the mundane. It's exactly why your species might succeed where others failed, Zixtel observed. The Council dismissed humans as primitive because you still use such devices. They failed to see that innovation isn't about abandoning the functional, but building upon it. As dawn broke over Seattle, Amanda Taylor began composing messages to the people who would help her save existence itself. Outside, the aurora grew stronger, a beautiful herald of the approaching apocalypse. The fate of all conscious life now rested on humanity's unique gift, their beautifully chaotic minds. Dr. Amanda Taylor stood before her hastily assembled team in a repurposed military bunker beneath Mount Rainier. The facility, once used for Cold War experiments, now housed humanity's best hope for survival. Holographic displays, courtesy of Galactic Consul technology, illuminated the room with data streams and real-time updates of the void entropy's approach. Let me get this straight, Jake Martinez said, his special forces training evident in his precise posture. Our messy human brains are the only thing standing between existence and oblivion. The meditation instructor ran a hand through his graying hair, years of combat experience visible in his eyes. Precisely, Amanda replied, pulling up neural pattern displays. Each of you was chosen for your unique relationship with consciousness. She turned to Dr. Emily White, who was already scribbling equations on a transparent tablet. Emily's breakthrough in quantum computing came when she realized human intuition could predict quantum state collapses better than any algorithm. Emily looked up, her young face bright with excitement. The mathematics are beautiful. Our consciousness doesn't just observe quantum states, it participates in them. We're not just watching the cosmic dance, we're leading it. Samuel Cooper, the 16-year-old high school student whom they'd pulled from his physics class yesterday, raised his hand tentatively. Is that why my dreams kept showing me the void? Because my mind was already touching it somehow. Your precognitive abilities are likely a manifestation of quantum consciousness, Dr. Michael O'Brien interjected, adjusting his wire-rimmed glasses. The theoretical physicist had been skeptical until Zixtel demonstrated the reality of their situation. The human mind exists in multiple states simultaneously, much like quantum particles. High Consul Zixtel's energy form pulsed with approval. Your species' greatest strength is not your technology or your physical capabilities, but your ability to function despite internal chaos. Our civilization sought perfect order. You thrive in beautiful disorder. A warning klaxon interrupted their discussion. The holographic displays showed a tendril of the void entropy, probing the outer edges of the solar system. Pluto's moon Charon flickered briefly before stabilizing. It's testing our reality, Amanda explained, her voice tense. We need to start the consciousness integration immediately. Jake, you'll lead the meditation protocols. Emily, calculate the quantum resonance patterns. Michael, monitor the space-time stability. Sam, she paused, looking at the teenager, keep dreaming. Your unconscious mind might see what we miss. The team took their positions in specially designed chambers. Crystalline sensors, borrowed from the silicon consciousness, surrounded each person. Jake began the meditation sequence, his military precision giving structure to the chaos they needed to generate. Remember, his voice steady through the neural link, we're not trying to clear our minds. We're embracing the chaos, the contradictions, every random thought and feeling. Emily's quantum calculations flowed through the system as she visualized complex mathematical patterns. Michael focused on theoretical physics models that shouldn't work but somehow did. Sam simply closed his eyes and let his mind wander through possibilities. Amanda coordinated their efforts, watching as their combined consciousness began generating patterns that ripple through quantum space. The readings were unlike anything the Galactic Consul had ever seen. Remarkable, Zixtal observed. Your combined neural patterns are creating quantum disruptions across multiple dimensions. The chaos is harmonious. Suddenly, Sam sat up straight, his eyes wide. "It's afraid," he exclaimed. "I can feel it. The void entropy, it's not just consuming reality. It's running from something." The holographic displays flickered as the team's consciousness pattern intensified. The void tendril near Charon recoiled, retreating several thousand kilometers. For the first time, they had proof that humanity could affect the entity. "That's it," Amanda exclaimed. "We're not just creating chaos. We're generating a new form of order, one that includes chaos as a fundamental component. Our minds don't try to eliminate uncertainty. We embrace it." The team continued their session until exhaustion forced them to stop. As they recovered, drinking water and comparing notes, a new understanding emerged. Humanity's greatest weapon wasn't their ability to fight the void, but their capacity to imagine new ways of existing alongside it. "Tomorrow," Amanda announced, watching her tired but determined team, "we start offensive operations. Not to destroy the void entropy, but to understand it. Because that's what humans do best. We take the impossible and make it comprehensible, even if we have to remake our understanding of reality to do it." Outside the bunker, the aurora in the sky grew stronger, a reminder that time was running out. But for the first time since the crisis began, hope had a quantum foothold in reality. Inside the Mount Rainier facility, chaos erupted in the most human way possible. Emily's quantum calculations projected across the room, while Jake attempted to guide the team through another consciousness integration session. Papers flew everywhere as Sam paced, sketching his latest dream visions on any surface he could find. "Focus, people," Amanda called out, but her grin betrayed her excitement. "Every failure brings us closer to understanding how our minds affect reality." Michael O'Brien stood before a massive holographic display, tracing the patterns of their combined consciousness. "It's fascinating. When we try to force our minds into alignment, the effect weakens, but when we each approach it differently, the quantum disruption fields grow stronger," Emily finished, her fingers dancing across her tablet. "It's like a symphony where everyone's playing different songs, but somehow it works." Jake, sitting cross-legged on his meditation mat, opened one eye. "In Special Forces, we learned that chaos is a powerful tool when properly channeled. But this is something else entirely." The latest attempt had created what they called a consciousness anchor, a point in space-time where the void entropy couldn't enter. The anchor glowed in the center of their testing chamber, a sphere of pure possibility where normal physics took a coffee break. High Consul Zixtal observed with growing amazement. "In all our civilization's history, we sought to eliminate uncertainty. Your species embraces it, rides it like a wave." Sam stopped his pacing, holding up his latest sketch. "Look, the void isn't just avoiding our anchors, it's being transformed by them." The teenager's drawing showed the nothingness taking on new patterns where it contacted human consciousness. Amanda studied the real-time data. "He's right. Each of our approaches creates a different effect. Jake's military precision generates stable barriers. Emily's mathematical visualization creates quantum bridges. Sam's intuitive leaps open new pathways, and Michael's theoretical framework helps hold it all together." The team gathered around the central holographic display, watching as their latest consciousness anchor pulsed with multiple frequencies. Each frequency corresponded to a different team member's mental approach. "It's like," Emily paused, searching for words, "like we're teaching reality new ways to exist." Michael adjusted his glasses, excitement overriding his usual academic reserve. "The mathematics are impossible, yet they work. Our consciousness isn't just disrupting the void. It's offering it alternatives to non-existence. A warning alarm blared as the void entropy made another probe toward Mars. The team rushed to their stations, but this time they didn't try to synchronize their efforts. Instead, each approached the threat in their unique way. Jake focused on creating defensive patterns, drawing from years of combat experience. Emily visualized complex quantum equations, bending probability itself. Sam let his dreams guide him, seeing patterns no one else could perceive. Michael applied theoretical frameworks that shouldn't work in normal spacetime. The result stunned even Zixtal. The void didn't just retreat. It changed course, as if curious about the consciousness patterns it encountered. "That's it," Amanda exclaimed. "We're not just defending against it. Our different approaches are showing it new possibilities." She turned to her team, eyes bright with realization. Humanity's greatest strength isn't our unity. It's our diversity. Our ability to approach the same problem from completely different angles simultaneously. The facility hummed with energy as they refined their technique. Each team member stopped trying to conform to a single approach and instead leaned into their individual strengths. The consciousness anchors they created became more complex, more stable, and more effective. "In my dreams," Sam said quietly, "I don't see the void as an enemy anymore. It's like it's learning from us, just as we're learning about it." Jake nodded, military pragmatism giving way to understanding. "Every enemy I've ever faced became less frightening once I understood their perspective. Maybe that's what we're really doing here, teaching the void how to be something other than destruction." As the day's session ended, Amanda looked at her exhausted but triumphant team. They'd discovered something profound. Humanity's chaotic nature, long seen as a weakness by more advanced civilizations, was actually their greatest strength. Their ability to thrive in uncertainty, to approach problems from wildly different angles, to find order in chaos and possibility in contradiction. These were the tools they needed to save existence itself. "Tomorrow," she announced, "we take this to the next level. It's time to show the galaxy what human consciousness can really do." The consciousness anchor in the chamber pulsed steadily, a beacon of hope powered by the beautiful chaos of human minds working in discordant harmony. The orbital command center above Earth buzzed with nervous energy as humanity prepared its first coordinated offensive against the void entropy. Dr. Amanda Taylor's team occupied the central chamber, surrounded by holographic displays showing the entity's approach toward Mars. "All consciousness anchor stations report ready," Jake announced, his military training evident in his crisp delivery. Multiple facilities around Earth house thousands of volunteers, each contributing their unique mental patterns to the effort. "Quantum resonance fields at maximum capacity," Emily added, her fingers dancing across multiple screens. "The mathematical harmony is beautiful." The patterns of human consciousness created fractals of possibility across spacetime itself. High Consul Zixtal's energy form pulsed with anticipation. "You understand that if this fails, Mars will be lost. The Council has never attempted to reclaim territory from the void." "Then it's a good thing humans specialize in attempting the impossible," Michael replied, adjusting the theoretical physics models that helped channel their consciousness effects. Sam sat in his designated station, eyes closed, already half dreaming. "Something's different today," he muttered. "The void, it's listening." Amanda nodded to her team. "Begin consciousness projection sequence. Remember, don't fight each other's patterns. Let them interweave naturally." The combined power of thousands of human minds, each thinking differently about the same problem, created ripples across spacetime. The consciousness anchors generated by the ground stations formed a complex web, extending human thought patterns toward Mars. The void entropy approached the red planet, its nothingness beginning to erase the outer atmosphere. But as it encountered the human consciousness web, something unprecedented occurred. "The void's pattern is changing," Emily exclaimed, her quantum calculations struggling to keep up. "It's not just retreating, it's trying to communicate." Sam suddenly sat upright, his eyes wide. "They're running. His voice cracked with the revelation. The void entropy, it's not an attack force. It's a refugee. I can feel their terror. The holographic displays showed impossible data as the void's pattern shifted from consumption to something else entirely. Where it touched the human consciousness web, it began forming new structures, trying to mimic the chaos harmony of human thought. Sam's right. Amanda breathed, watching the readings. It's not trying to destroy reality. It's trying to escape something. Our consciousness patterns, they reminded of home. Through their combined mental effort, images began forming in their shared consciousness. The team witnessed the memory of another universe, one that had been consumed by entities that devoured light itself. The void entropy was the surviving consciousness of beings who had chosen to transform themselves into nothingness to escape. Those who consume light, Zixtal whispered, their energy form dimming with horror. We thought they were just legends from the universe's birth. The offensive had become a first contact scenario of unprecedented scale. Human consciousness, with its unique ability to hold contradicting thoughts, provided the first pattern the void entities had encountered that could help them exist without consuming reality. They'd been running so long, they forgot how to be anything else, Michael theorized, his voice filled with wonder. Our chaotic thought patterns are teaching them how to exist in our universe without destroying it. Mars hung in the balance as humanity's consciousness web interacted with the void entities. Slowly, the nothingness retreated, but not in fear, in communication. Where it touched the consciousness web, new patterns formed, neither human nor void but something in between. We need to show them another way, Amanda decided. Jake, focus on stability. Emily, calculate safe quantum states they can occupy. Michael, theorize new forms of existence. Sam, keep dreaming them a path home. The consciousness web shifted from defense to invitation, showing the void entities how to exist in their universe without consuming it. The combined mental effort of thousands of humans, each contributing their unique perspective, created a template for a new form of existence. As the day-long effort concluded, Mars remained intact, and the void entities had withdrawn to a safe distance. But they hadn't retreated. They were waiting, learning, trying to understand the strange species that could imagine new ways of being. Well, Jake said, breaking the exhausted silence, I'd say that counts as a successful first contact. More than that, Amanda replied, studying the new patterns they'd created together. We've just proven that humanity's greatest weapon isn't our technology or our determination. It's our ability to imagine solutions no one else can see. The void entities lingered at the edge of the solar system, no longer a threat, but a civilization waiting to be reborn through the power of human consciousness. The real question was, how long before those who consume light followed their refugees to our reality? The Mount Rainier facility had transformed from a research center into humanity's primary communication hub with the void entities. Holographic displays showed the constant dance of consciousness patterns between human minds and the beings they once thought were their destroyers. Their original form was beautiful, Sam explained, sketching what he saw in his dreams. His drawings showed crystalline beings of pure thought, their civilization spanning galaxies before those who consume light arrived. Dr. Amanda Taylor studied the consciousness patterns they'd recorded. They transformed themselves into nothingness as a last resort. It was either become the void or be consumed by something worse. Emily's quantum calculations flowed across the screens as she worked to create stable states for the void entities to inhabit. The mathematics of their transformation is heartbreaking. They had to sacrifice everything they were just to survive. Reminds me of scorched earth tactics, Jake commented, his military experience providing unexpected insight. They destroyed their own existence to deny it to their enemies, but they never planned for what would come after. High Consul Zixtal moved through the facility, their energy form reflecting the complex emotions of the situation. All our advanced civilizations saw them as destroyers, never realizing they were desperate survivors. Michael approached the central display, adjusting his glasses. The human mind's ability to hold contradicting thoughts isn't just disrupting their void state. It's reminding them of who they used to be. We're showing them they can exist without destroying. The team worked tirelessly, each approaching the problem from their unique angle. Emily created quantum frameworks that could house consciousness without matter. Jake developed stability protocols based on meditation techniques. Michael theorized new forms of existence that bridged the gap between void and reality. Suddenly, Sam bolted upright from his dreaming state. "They're coming." His voice carried pure terror. "Those who consume light. They'd found us." The facility's sensors screamed as impossible readings appeared at the edge of the solar system. Points of anti-light, darker than the void itself, began appearing. Reality didn't cease to exist around them. It was devoured, converted into something that defied comprehension. The void entities, Amanda realized, they're not just running. They're trying to warn us. The consciousness patterns from their refugees had shifted from learning to urgent communication. Through their shared mental connection, the team received fragments of memory. Entire universes consumed, civilizations transformed into food for beings that existed by devouring reality itself. The void entities had chosen to become nothing rather than become part of that hunger. "We need to work faster," Amanda commanded. "Emily, finalize those quantum frameworks. Jake, prepare the global meditation networks. Michael, we need those theoretical models now. Sam, keep that connection strong. We need to understand everything they can tell us." The facility hummed with renewed purpose as they raced against time. Each team member contributed their unique perspective to the solution. Emily's quantum mathematics created spaces between spaces. Jake's meditation techniques helped stabilize the transformations. Michael's theories provided blueprints for new forms of existence. "Look," Sam pointed to the main display. Where their consciousness patterns met the void entities, new forms were taking shape. Not the crystalline beings they once were, but something new. Patterns of organized chaos that could exist in their universe without consuming it. "They're evolving," Michael breathed in wonder. "Using our consciousness patterns as a template, they're becoming something entirely new." Amanda studied the readings with growing excitement. Not just surviving, but finding a way to fight back. If they can exist in our reality without destroying it, then they can help us face those who consume light, Jake finished. "Every warrior needs a cause worth fighting for. We just gave them back their existence." The void entities, once thought to be humanity's greatest threat, were transforming through the power of human consciousness. Each successful conversion strengthened their understanding, created new possibilities for existence itself. "Remarkable," Zixtal observed. "Your species' greatest strength isn't just your ability to imagine new solutions. It's your power to help others imagine them too." As the day ended, the team watched their consciousness anchors guide more void entities through the transformation. Beyond the solar system, the anti-light of their hunters grew stronger, but now humanity had allies who understood the threat. "Tomorrow," Amanda announced to her exhausted team, "we start preparing Earth's defenses. But this time, we're not just fighting for ourselves. We're fighting for every consciousness that deserves the right to exist." The facility's lights dimmed, but the glow of hope burned brighter than ever. Humanity had done more than save themselves. They had given the void entities something they had lost long ago, a future worth fighting for. The International Space Station, now augmented with Galactic Consul technology, served as humanity's last line of defense against those who consume light. Dr. Amanda Taylor stood at the observation window, watching Earth glow beneath her, billions of minds united in the most ambitious consciousness network ever attempted. Global meditation synchronization at 98%, Jake reported, his military precision carrying through the station's command center. 3 billion humans, all contributing their unique mental patterns to the network. Emily's quantum calculations danced across holographic displays, showing the consciousness web extending far beyond Earth's atmosphere. The void entities are aligning with our patterns. They're ready for the transformation. "The Council has never witnessed anything like this," High Consul Zixtal observed, their energy form pulsing with anticipation. Your species has achieved in weeks what our civilizations couldn't accomplish in millennia. Sam sat in his specially designed dreaming chamber, his consciousness bridging the gap between humanity and their former enemies. They're not just ready, he announced, his voice distant. They're eager. They want to be more than running and destruction. Michael monitored the space-time stability readings as the consciousness network expanded. The mathematics are impossible, yet they're working. Human chaos is becoming universal harmony. Through the station's windows, they could see the approaching darkness. Those who consume light, moving inexorably toward their reality. Where they touched space, stars winked out of existence, devoured by something beyond entropy itself. Begin the transformation sequence, Amanda commanded. Across Earth, 3 billion humans focused their minds, each in their own way, on the same goal. Scientists calculated quantum probabilities. Artists imagined new forms of existence. Children dreamed of possibilities adults had forgotten how to see. The void entities responded, their nothingness beginning to shift and change as they absorbed the patterns of human consciousness. Where they had been absence, they became something new. Beings of structured chaos, existing between the moments of regular spacetime. It's working, Emily exclaimed, her screen showing impossible data. They're not just changing form, they're strengthening the fabric of our reality itself. The transformed void entities spread through space, creating a barrier of organized chaos between Earth and the approaching hunters. Those who consumed light encountered something they had never faced before, prey that had become neither food nor void, but something entirely new. Now, Amanda called out, full consciousness projection. The combined mental effort of humanity surged through the network. Every human mind contributed its unique pattern. Hopes, fears, dreams, and contradictions flowing together into a symphony of consciousness. The transformed void entities amplified the pattern, creating a new form of existence that those who consume light couldn't devour. Through their shared mental connection, the team witnessed the impossible, the hunters recoiling from something they couldn't consume. The transformed void entities had become living proof that there were other ways to exist, other paths than eternal hunger or empty nothingness. They're retreating, Sam announced, joy filling his tired voice. Not just from Earth, from this entire universe, our consciousness patterns. They're poisonous to them. The darkness receded, leaving behind a galaxy forever changed by humanity's gift. The power to imagine new ways of being. The transformed void entities spread through space, no longer refugees but guardians of a reality they had helped reshape. Consciousness network disengaging, Jake reported. All participants stable. We did it. Amanda watched Earth rotate below, its blue glow somehow brighter than before. We did more than save ourselves, she said. We proved that humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology or our weapons. It's our ability to show others new possibilities. Your species will have a permanent seat on the Galactic Consul, Zixtal announced. Not as warriors or scholars, but as teachers of consciousness itself. The team gathered at the observation window, watching their transformed allies dance through space in patterns that defied traditional physics. Humanity had given them more than survival. They had given them purpose. What now? Sam asked, his young face reflecting starlight. Now, Amanda replied, smiling at her exhausted but triumphant team. We keep exploring, keep dreaming, keep showing the universe new ways to exist. After all, that's what humans do best. As the space station continued its orbit, Earth glowed beneath them, home to a species that had saved the universe not through superior firepower or advanced technology, but through their uniquely human gift, the ability to imagine something better and help others imagine it too. The universe would never be the same. And that was humanity's greatest gift of all.